Hey folks, JD here, and today we've got this beauty. This is the ZLRC Beast, or the SG906. And as you can see, this particular one is black, and it has 4K video. Right, okay, perfect. So let's open her up and have a little look and see what we have in the package. And here you go. You know me, I will always opt for a carry case where possible. And this one had the option, so it's a little bit rude not to tick it. There we go, ZLRC quadcopter, nice rubber around the outside. Oh, that's lovely, that is. That's really nice. Okay, nice little zip action there, beautiful. If we flip her back around and open her up, this is what we get inside. So we have, there we are. There she is. Quadcopter transmitter manuals. So let's move out the transmitter. Let's move out the quadcopter. Ooh, that's a little bit weighty. Right, okay, let's look at everything else we get in this as well. So we should have manuals, yep. Everything else, yep. Nothing else inside there? Nope. Let's shift that out of the way. And first of all, you know what I'm going to say, folks. Let's look at this beauty. So right off the bat, this is what we have. It's a folding quadcopter. Beautiful. 4K camera at the front. Don't forget to take off the little sticky pad, or you're going to be disappointed when you start to shoot. Right from the front here, as I say, 4K. Capable of doing, obviously, you can downgrade the resolution to 1080 should you want to as well through the app. As standard though, it is 4K. I believe as well it also has a 2.7K resolution also, so you have 4K, 2.7 then 1080. Let's take off the top of this. It's a nice little plastic covering if we can. It's stuck on at the front. I'm not sure how it's stuck on at the back. It's stuck on via the battery. No, it's not. There's a nice little bit sticky on the back as well. So this is what she looks like fully. I like that. I like that a lot. It feels very nice. This reminds me in build quality. Actually, I think this build quality is slightly better than the Hubsan, than the Hubsan Dino. I really do. That arm movement is just beautiful. So smooth. And there's that really definite click. Listen to that. Oh, as it doesn't make it on the last one. There we are, perfect. There we are, very definite click on the front arms. Very nice. Okay, so here's what we have. As you can see, it is quite large. It is a GPS-enabled quadcopter. You have, as I was going into right at the start, 4K video at the front here. This is the 4K version. It is 5G, so you have to have a 5G capable Wi-Fi smartphone. If you want to know more about that, I made a video on it a couple of weeks ago. As we make our way towards the back of the quadcopter, you can see we have this lovely Beast logo, and then towards the back then we get this really nice striking orange mark. If I flip the quadcopter over, you can see directly at the back you have the ZLRC logo. This is just the sticky that came off the plastic that was covering it. Now then, move on to the battery. Out the battery slides. Oh wow, that's quite a chunky battery. This is a 7.4 volt 2800 milliamp hour battery. Its flight time is capable of 23 to 25 minutes approximate, and a charge time of about 5 hours. Just to say, that charge time is ridiculous. So if you're after charging it from 0 to 100 and going out for a quick flight, you're not going to have the privilege. As you can see, it's micro USB here. You plug it in, charge it up. It'll use USB 5 volt. That will give you 5 hours of charging time. Before then, it actually gives you the approximate time of 23 to 25 minutes of flight. Now, there is something quite nifty about this that we've seen with some other quadcopters as well. Now, there is, underneath here, you have the optical flow and also second camera. So that is where you can actually switch between the front camera and between the underneath camera. Obviously, different resolutions. We'll go into that a little bit more in the flight video for you to have a little look. But just to let you know, that is there as well. It also looks like this whole camera module slides out. As you can see, it looks modular. So hopefully, if there's no screws, so it does look as if this is a modular affair that you should be able to slide out should you need to repair it. Obviously I don't know that to be 100%. I'm just basing that on the fact that it looks modular. At the back as well you have another antenna. So 2 on the camera and then 1 then for the transmitter and the control. So the control distance is up to 800 meters, and then the 5 gigahertz Wi-Fi FPV up to 350 meters there. So that's not too bad. I would honestly say, as I always do with these quadcopters, that your control distance is probably going to be half, if not 3/4 of the 800 meters, because they're basing that on without there being any environmental factors, without there being any issues whatsoever, no interference with your transmitter and your quadcopter. So pretty much in a hermetically sealed environment. And then likewise with the 5 gigahertz Wi-Fi FPV, 350 meters, I will honestly say about 150, maybe 200 mark, but we'll test that in the flight video attached to this, where we do a little bit of distance as well. So that is the quad. It feels really nice, it looks really nice, but how much does it come in as? What is your flying weight? So your flying weight, which is the battery included, comes in at a whopping 543 grams. So if you were hoping this to be under 250 grams, unfortunately folks, this is not going to be the quadcopter for you. This is over the 500 gram mark, so definitely is going to need registering in your area if that is part of the law. I like it. The build quality feels really good, actually better than the Hubsan Zeno, I would say. It feels it. It doesn't feel very thin plastic. It feels very, very nice. Heavy duty plastic, feels as if it would withstand a crash, although I would not recommend that you did that. But it looks very nice, it feels nice, the mouldings are very nice, everything about this quad just feels nice in the unboxing. We'll see how it flies like later on in this video. So a couple of other things for you. Clearly you have follow me. So you have follow me with a 30 meter distance, a hand gesture shooting mode of 1 to 3 meters, image follow me of up to 5 meters, and obviously it does return to home as well. So there we go. And the video, just one more thing to say about the video, it shoots only at 25 frames a second. So if you're hoping for 60, you're not going to get that with this particular camera, with this particular quad. And this is your transmitter. Very stylish. You have got a couple of accessory bags here as well. Now the accessory bags do include your little transmitter nubbins or thumbsticks. And quite literally all you do there is you get them out of the bag and you just screw them into place, and it should fit quite nicely. Actually, screw or push in, so no screw in needed there, just push it in until, maybe give it a bit of a twist as well just to get it in there properly. There we go, perfect. And that's what you have. So you have, oh, that feels lovely, nice resolution on those sticks. Hopefully they translate well when you start to fly. On and off button in the front. You have your let me see, I'm just looking through a lens here. You have your speed modes here, then you have return to home. You also have your shoot video and take photo. Very nice stylish looking transmitter. Towards the back then you have your battery bay. Your battery bay here, hopefully you get a little screwdriver. Yes you do. Let's open that up then and have a little look and see what batteries this takes. I'm going to say it takes 3 AA's by the look of it, or 4 AA's. So it takes 4 AA's, wrong on both accounts. So ensure that the batteries inside are fully charged or shop bought before you fly this, because this transmitter does not allow USB charging. Now you have your antenna which come out of the back here, and these are fake again. No need folks, no need. So these, I'm guessing these will probably be your antenna at the back here. These are just, there's nothing in the middle there at all. There's nothing, so they are totally fake. And then your phone fits inside here, and I like that because it's angled at quite an angle that when you hold a transmitter, the phone actually faces you flat. I think that's a very, very good move indeed. So this transmitter hopefully is going to be a winner. It feels as if it's going to be. Once again, it feels very nice. It feels like a very nice weight to it. Not too heavy. Quite nicely balanced as well. I imagine when your phone is on there, it's going to tilt to the back a bit. But still, it shouldn't harbour your flying ability, and you get these nice grips on the side as well. And your hands are able to meet all the different parts of the transmitter. Plus you get a nice little telemetry screen. Okay, so that's your transmitter. Then we have a couple of accessories. Your spare propellers, 8 sets in there, or 8 propellers rather in there. You also get your micro USB charger there for charging your battery. And this is the 2 battery pack, so this is my second battery I got with it as well. There we go. Right, I think the next thing to do, my friends, is to see this thing in action. So, let's take her up. Right then folks, let's do this, shall we? So, let's turn on this quad. Click to turn on. Again for the transmitter. I think it is auto binding, single one up and down, didn't do anything there at all. Come on, click and hold. Yeah, and then the battery lights fill up, and that's it. we're charged, we're on, we are synced. The transmitter is just bound. As soon as you turned on, that's what all that beeping was. Right then, let's attach to the Wi-Fi. XL 4K 5G is my particular SSID for this quadcopter. I like that. You know, that FPV boom it sits in really quite snug, and you can move it around. You've got a nice little bit of movement in there as well. Now there are a couple of buttons that I didn't go through in the unboxing that I'm going to go through now, and they are directly on the back of the quad. So here you've got some more buttons at the back. Here you've got these 4. We're going to go through them and see exactly what they do in this video. So let's see, launch, and now, right, let's see, geomagnetic anomaly, please leave the pollution source and calibrate the compass. Okay, let's calibrate the compass then. So hopefully, to calibrate the compass, you click and hold on the button, on the, there we go, on the photo button, and then you hear it beep, and then does that mean it's done one way? And then hold it up, and then move it the other way. Usually you get some directional information from, doesn't look as if you are getting that, so I'm going to keep on twisting. But then again, it has, okay, that's green. Right, that's done. So then back down on the floor. Right, let me just show you, that was a little bit muddled. Let me just try and unmuddle that for you, and let me show you exactly what it was that I did. So you've got to click and hold on the photo button, then it goes into compass calibration mode. When you're in compass calibration mode, you see the star at the top there. It's quite difficult to see. That star at the top there will be red. What you've got to do then is you've got to pick up the quad, twist it like normally about over a meter off the floor, then turn it up with the camera facing upwards and twist it again, and keep on twisting until that beeping stops, and you see this little green star in the corner there. When you see that green star, that means that you are all calibrated, and you've just got to wait then to accumulate some satellites. So for the second, a couple of things that are disturbing me right from the word go, and that is that down on my transmitter here I've got 12 satellites. Up here I've got between, well, it's fluctuating between 15 and going right way down to 10, and then back to 14, and then look at it. I don't know how well you can see this, but it is fluctuating like hell. It really is, and that does worry me a bit. I got to be honest, I don't have that with any other quadcopter, any other app, whereas that is fluctuating, and this one down here is nice and steady. So I don't have any issues with what I'm seeing on the transmitter in the little telemetry screen, but I do with what I'm seeing up here. Right, so it says you have to leave at least 7 satellites before you take off. We have 13 and counting. So what I'm going to do, as we have almost double the satellites they recommend, let's unlock the quadcopter by pulling both of the analog sticks out, and then one key takeoff, which is at the back. Wrong button. No, is it not going to do it? Yeah, it's the button to the left, right the way in the corner, and then you can take off. That's one key takeoff. Obviously you can raise the throttle up to 50 or 100%, and the quadcopter will take off anyway, but I always like to use some of the functions and features of the quad. Right then, talking about functions and features, we're going to go through a few. We're also going to go through some in some other videos coming out this week. Now, that's what I'm seeing straight away. Straight away I am seeing a solid quad. We have winds today, quite strong winds, coming in from the left right way across, up and over to the right, of gusts ranging from 7 to 12 miles an hour. We have got a storm which is forecast this weekend, or as you're watching this, last weekend, so I'm hoping that I'm in between that. Right then, first of all, looks quite good. You've got your little on-screen meter here, which you can use to alter your camera lens, and that works quite well. Now straight away the battery says that it's halfway depleted, which worries me quite a bit. So let's take her out for a flight and let's see what we can get. Face value, straight away she is responding to my transmission requests via the my controls, rather, via the transmitter. The resolution of the sticks feels quite nice. They feel really quite loose in some respects, and what I mean by that is it doesn't take a lot for you to go from being piloting and pitched forward to it actually air braking and stopping. That is actually a really small amount, which does worry me a little bit. But it's not dangerous in any way. It just worries me because it feels quite alien. Right, let's get some video recording now. We're going to click and hold and get some video recording, which you see on the on-screen display. There is one thing to note about this. The camera does only do 2.7 or 10K or 1080p recording and 4K photos, but also another thing to mention as well, you don't have an SD card. So therefore there is no raw output as such, other than what you see on your transmitter and what you get back left on your smartphone, on your device, which doesn't really bother me as such. But at the same time, I would have quite liked there to have been something, some other option like SD card raw output, because now this has gone from a potential contender to, say, the Xeno, for argument's sake, to actually just being another toy grade quadcopter that allows you to record some video. So you know, I think the difference is quite staggering there. So everything looks to be quite good. I can see very nicely through the display. The quadcopter looks really good. The quadcopter holds itself really well as well. Well, how does it do? Let me raise up that lens light slightly, because when I'm pitched down, I'm finding it quite difficult to see what that quadcopter is looking at. So maybe I can't if I'm recording video. So if I stop recording video, can I then raise my lens? No, looks like, oh, I can do, yes, if I push it the right way around. And now back on the video. Now let's see what we get out of this little bit of distance. Have we got a distance meter? Yes, we do. In meters. So let's see what this can do then. So we're at 56 meters, 58, 60 meters. I've still got full video relaying. We're at 83 meters, full video relaying. 100 meters, full video. 110, full video. 119, full video. Can still see it at a height of 9 meters by the look of it. It does, because otherwise the height says 0, and it's certainly not at 0 meters. If I raise her up slightly, what are we at now? 145. I still got full control, banking her around, bringing her back to me, and she's responding extremely well. Good God, that is really, really good. Wow, that is staggeringly good. I honestly thought I'd have to take her down, and normally I lose Wi-Fi feed and then I have to return her to home with any other quadcopter, but not with this one. I'm bringing her back. Here she is now, just coming in. You can just see me. Wow, that is staggering. Fair play. So if I lock her back around there, so you can just see in front of you, you can just see the clearing. If I stop this video, I notice at the top here, I was on standard definition. You can tell in the top right you have SD and HD. Now I'm going to record some video in HD. Now let's see if we get it. Obviously it shouldn't affect the reception at all. It's the same stream, but at the same time I just want to give it a check. Let's see what else, how much more distance we can get out of it. So I have got the return to home button in my sights. I have got a little bit of disturbance as well by the look of it. It seems a little bit laggy this time around, whereas before it didn't, which is quite strange. What are we at now? 146, 151 meters, 170 meters. Okay, let's return it to home. So going home. So now it's turning around itself. I'm not controlling this in any way. And now it should be pitching itself forward, positive pitch, and it's coming back. Yes, it is. Right, I'm going to stand out of the way and see exactly how well this return to home works. Usually, oh, swallows. Usually, you can get within a couple of meters range, a couple of foot range. Normally, it's about 2 to 3 foot of some quadcopters when they return to home. Some, if you're very lucky, will get within about half a meter, and I class all of that, even the 3 foot, I class all of that as being very, very good. Now let's see what this one does. So return to home. Now she is a little bit to the right of the landing pad. Now is she going to descend? Don't forget, her standard return to home altitude is 20 meters. Yeah, I can hear those motors changing. Looks like she is altering her direction. And now, so she's facing the way that she took off. That's a nice little touch. And now she's landing. And she's landing at quite a rate. Quite a rate. But how close are we going to be to that landing pad? Clearly she's not going to hit my bag. Oh, she might do. Moving the bag. Oh, and she's cutting some grass. And we're down. And come on, disconnect. There we go, good. Return to home, automatically disconnects. Very good. So we are going from here, 1, 2, 3, 4. We are 4, very basic, 4 feet away from the landing pad. I don't class that as too bad at all, to be perfectly honest with you. I class that as being pretty good. So let's take her back up, this time not using the 1 key takeoff, but just using my automatic throttle. And she is very measured, the wind up on those motors. So when you auto take off, 1 key takeoff, you click it and that's it, she's gone. You just hear the motors wind up and she's off. When you throttle up, you hear a very gentle, very casual wind up of the motors, and she very slowly starts to elevate. It's a very nice, very, very nice motion. So I'm going to try some of these features actually. Let's bring her back to me. Sorry, I'm getting so carried away by how well this quadcopter is covering distance. 180 meters, still full Wi-Fi, full FPV rather, and she returned to home, and she was only 4 foot away from the transmitter, from the, oh John, learn to speak, from the landing pad. Right, so let's try a couple of these features. So I'm going to go into waypoints and things like that a little bit later on. For now though, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to look at some of these gesture modes. I don't really like them. Oh wow, that's a lot of jittering about. That frame skipping was quite horrific, and it's very laggy. Now I'm standing in front of this video. Wow, this is very, very laggy. Yeah, I don't like that. Okay, that's one negative straight away, folks. Very laggy video. Okay, let's try optical positioning mode and see if I can switch these cameras. Recording, so turn off. Let's switch cameras, lens switch to optical. And now I should be able to stand underneath it, which I am right now. And if I click follow me, it should be able to follow me using this is not the front camera, can't start follow vision. Well, that's not what you just said a couple of minutes ago. Right, let's try it again then. Let's lens switch. And then let's try follow me again. It's not optical positioning mode. Oh, I've got to take it out of GPS. Sorry, totally my fault. I've got to take it out of GPS if I wanted to use optical positioning to move. I can try some follow me though and see how well it works. So far, I'm taken out of that because you weren't following, you were just going back to where I took off from. So that's where I took off from. Maybe there's some sort of an issue. So let's go back and let's try follow me again. And it says sending. Is it going to send it out to its, because I did read, I think there's a 3 meter distance on the follow me, in which case, why are you now 2 meters away? If I walk towards it, it's gonna, oh okay, that's very weird. That's very odd. So it is working, but it's not working in a way, in a conventional manner that I would want follow me to work. The way that it's working is that it's backwards. The camera is pointing towards the trees. Maybe it just takes a while to sort itself out, perhaps. It seems very twitchy, seems very sort of hit and miss. If I take her up a little bit higher, it does say, but no further than 3 meters away. I am apparently, according to the app, I'm 2 meters away. And then when I walk towards it, it is moving away. And if I walk away, the big test is, does it follow me? And then does it stop? No, it's in exactly the same position. Is it just slow? No, it's not. It seems as if it's having issues in being able to follow me, which isn't that much of a big deal. I've only had one follow me toy grade quadcopter work in the past. Oh, now it's following me. Maybe it was the lens adjustment. I wouldn't imagine so though. This isn't actually active tracking me, it's just following the reception of the smartphone. in relation to where the quad is and keeping it within a particular distance. But it is working. It is working. I don't know what that strange anomaly was, but now that I've altered the lens, it seems to be working properly. And I'm walking away and it seems to be... I don't know what it's doing now. I expect it to turn, but it's not turning, as in pivot. Add a little bit of yaw, but there's nothing there. Okay, right, I'm going to take her out and follow me. That it sort of worked, kind of did, kind of didn't. One thing I am liking though is how nice these motors are. They give you just the right amount of power. This thing has actually been thought out, I think, when it comes to the weight ratio versus the motors. It isn't slow to take off, it's not too fast, it's just right. So that is follow me. We've done a bit of distance, we've done return to home, we've done 1 key takeoff. Let's take a few photos. Battery is very low, very, very low, and yeah, very, very low indeed. So let's let me see, take some photos. There we go, right in the top. So let me alter this lens a little bit and let's take some photos. So the photo screen, you can either use your transmitter, and that does work, or you can use the button on the app. Either one works. Just tried them both, and I'm just going to walk around a little bit just to get a little bit of image. The field of view, they reckon, is 120 degrees. I think it's a little bit shallower than that. I think it's more like 100, 110, because 120 should take me out to roughly about here, and it's not. I'm now out of the frame and the app hasn't refreshed at all. And if I come back in, oh no, I appear to have lost video uplink. My FPV is now not working. I still got full control clearly, but my FPV screen is now stuck on me walking backwards. Right, okay, let's take her for another little flight around and then I'm going to bring her down. Oh, she's now flashing, so clearly she's entered LVC mode. Is she going to automatically return? Don't know. She'll still go into the other speed modes. There's 3 speed modes. No, 2 speed modes. I thought I read it, there were 3. Sorry, that's my bad. There are 2 speed modes. To be fair, even if you kept in speed mode 1, which I have for most, well, until now, all of this test, I find speed mode 1 plenty fast enough. Right, what I'm going to do is take her out a little way. Oh, no, I'm not. Oh, I think she's returning to home. She's not, she's refusing to fly forward, so let's try return to home. Okay, so I initiated that, and let's see what happens. Oh, there's people to my right, so I'm going to cancel return to home and bring her back down and move the quad away from the people walking towards me until they pass me. Okay, the people have passed me. I still don't have positive pitch. I can move it backwards, left and right, but forwards, nothing. Absolutely nothing whatsoever. So I'm going to put it down, because I don't know anything different for the minute, I'm going to put it down to it being low battery, because she's flashing. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to bring her home for a return to home landing. She hasn't initiated it herself. I think she's got a bit more percentage to drop before the return to home initiates. So I'm not too concerned at that. But I have lost full... Wow, that was a bit erratic. I have lost full Wi-Fi. I don't have any Wi-Fi at all on this quad, so I can't see any image, but I do still have full control. And she did take a long time to land last time, so I'm gonna give her the same sort of length of time this time, but she does seem to be a bit higher than the 20 meter. Oh, maybe not actually. No, that's about right. So as she's landed, I'm going to give you my verdict. I don't like the camera. I don't like how laggy the Wi-Fi is. Hopefully the video output is going to be pretty good, but I think it's just going to be a standard 1080p output. I don't think there's going to be anything special about it. The photos, I hope they're going to be a bit crisper, but I'm not going to say at this stage where it is, where it isn't, because I'm just looking through a little screen here. Flight time, I'm very impressed with. Return to home, I'm very impressed with. Even now, she was 4 foot before. 1, 2, 3, 3.5. So 3.5 foot this time. So still around that 3.5, 4 foot mark. So that's not the end of the world. As for the quad itself, every motor is nice and cool. So the quad is nicely weighted. That's very good. I'm very happy with that. Transmitter works very well. No problem whatsoever with controlling the quad, other than when it sat there and I just before I initiated return to home, and I couldn't positive pitch her at all. She was just sitting there. I could move her every other direction, but I couldn't move her forward. Now that does concern me slightly. Maybe there's something wrong with the transmitter, but I'll let you know in other videos, because for this particular moment, as the battery is low, I can't test. I did in the air. I've put it down to low battery at this particular time, but obviously we'll have to see how that goes. Now, as for the Fpv Uplink, I totally lost FPV. When I don't know if you can still see, when I was walking round, there's me in the corner there. No, nobody's saying REM, please. And as I was walking back and forth, I was only 2 meters away from it, and it's just totally stopped relaying. So I'm hoping that it's not because there's a fault with the quad. It doesn't feel as if, you know, anything's gone wrong. Apparently I've still got 2 bars of battery on the back of the battery here, but you know, I can't say. I'm hoping it's okay. I'll take her back up for another flight after this, and obviously there are going to be subsequent videos if it's okay, but I'll let you know. But I think as a contender, I think it's a pretty good little quad. It flies very nicely. I had very good range from it, excellent range, and I could turn her around. That was in the 2 distance tests we've done in this video. I turned her around and brought her back. I didn't just initiate return to home. In the second one, we went over 180, 190 meters, and she still, again, I clicked return to home there, but she came back 20 meters, came straight over to me and landed 4 foot away. You know, I can't fault that. I think that is very, very good. I'm concerned though about the positive pitch. I'm concerned about the camera. I like that you can alter the camera up and down. The lens, I think that's a very big win. The LEDs, I can't see at any distance, but obviously you're not expected to with these. But yeah, I think it's okay. I think I'm pretty taken with it. Would I buy it if I just watched my video? If I was somebody looking to buy this, and if I was thinking to myself, right, I don't know what to go for, this, the Xeno or something else. If you've got the extra money, put it towards the Xeno. It's my personal opinion. But I do think if you're new to a quad, if you do want a stable, nice GPS quad, I think this could be a contender. Let me fly with it a couple more times, and right at the very end of this week I will give you a full verdict on this quad and let you know exactly what I think of it after I do a few more flights. Well, there we are, my friends. More to the point, what do you think? Thank you ever so much for watching and listening. I've been JD. You've been fantastic as always. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe and ring that bell too. Hello and welcome to all the new subscribers. I hope you're enjoying the channel. So until next time, my friends, happy flying.